Right on cue, the snow started falling early this morning and it continued off and on throughout the day. Nathan McConnell sent us this video. Most of the Spokane area saw 4 to 6 inches of snow today and more is on the way. Taking a live look at the skate ribbon at this hour, well, that next round of snow appears to have arrived over downtown Spokane. You can see it starting to accumulate on the roads and, of course, the park down there. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. The winter storm is hitting most of the state of Washington, North Idaho, and beyond. And aside from the snow, we are now bracing for gusty conditions and blowing snow tomorrow. Let's get straight to meteorologist Thomas Patrick in the Weather Center. And Thomas, our winter storm advisory just got upgraded, I believe.
Yeah, now it's a winter storm warning because it's a dual threat snow and wind threat for Saturday, which means it might not be the raw amount of snow that we see tonight and tomorrow, but the wind is certainly going to create some hazardous travel conditions. So Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the entire I-90 corridor in eastern Washington now upgraded to a winter storm warning. That goes all the way until Sunday morning as we continue to see the snowfall tonight. It kind of hung around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene areas today. This is actually the second batch and a healthy batch at that. So falling at a pretty good clip between Spokane and the valley and out towards Coeur d'Alene. Deer Park seeing a decent snowfall at the moment as well. So that means it's only going to accumulate on top of what we had already seen for today. And all of this is actually building in from the south, or at least it's moving in from that direction. So it's going to continue to fall. This is Snoqualmie Pass. You can't even see the pass because it is snowing so heavily in the Cascades. So it is really from west to east across the state. And it looks like we'll pick up about another 1 to 3 inches of snow really tonight and early tomorrow morning. But it's the winds that will be very fierce. I'll let you know how to plan around the rest of this winter storm throughout the course of this weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Probably not a good idea to drive over the mountain pass right now, Thomas. Thank you. Well, the winter storm prompted Governor Inslee, as we mentioned, to declare a state of emergency earlier this afternoon. He encouraged people to stay off the roads and to stay safe. For a check of the latest conditions around here, we head out to KREM 2's Shayna Waldtower. She's in the mobile storm tracker with how things look right now. Shayna?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. We're driving here on 29th right now. We're seeing a lot of these snowy conditions falling on these roads here. We're only going about 25 miles an hour because that snow is really hitting these roads here. Driving straight ahead, you can see that again, the snow is piling up a little bit. We can barely see, or can't even really see, the lines that are in the road and distinguishing between the different lanes here. You can see the snow piling up on these sidewalks that are here. So you're going to want to make sure, if you're driving out on these roads, that you're giving yourself enough time to brake in between yourself and the car that's in front of you. Watch your speeds and, of course, make sure you're not braking or accelerating too quickly. We're seeing the heaviest snowfall in Spokane for this season. We're getting hit with snow here in Spokane, as well as on the western side of the state in Seattle. They're seeing a lot of snow there, not handling it quite as well as we are here in Spokane. So we did a bit of a comparison to look at the difference between the two cities.
It just started.
We are about to abandon ship.
We need to go home. This is not going to be good. It's going to stick, and y'all need to get out of Seattle.
It's not that bad. It's really not. They're all freaking out, and everybody here is just like, this is normal for us. We can still walk around. There are people going out and swimming at the Y and going outside wet, just like it's perfectly fine.
I mean, this isn't too bad.
Honestly, it was honestly really funny because I have family that lives over in Seattle too, and they're all freaking out.
It's been been a pretty mild winter, all things considered. I don't like the snow, but it's not terrible. I'm not wearing my boots right now.
Oh, Spokane is right. But we'll continue to keep being us and doing what we do best by just being the city that we are and continuing to function in all the snow that we're getting. Well, reporting in Spokane, Shayna Waldtower, I'll send things back in studio.
Sounds good, Shayna. Thank you very much. Well, the weather is also impacting area high school basketball games. Tonight, 3A games in the Greater Spokane League and Mid-Columbia conferences were postponed until Tuesday. The 4A games that were planned for tomorrow also postponed until Tuesday. We have much more on the rescheduling of those games on our website. Just head over to KREM.com. In other news, the city of Spokane's controversial sit-lie ordinance went back into effect today. It was suspended back in December due to a lack of warming shelter space. The ordinance bars people from sitting or lying down on downtown sidewalks from 6 a.m. until midnight. It's aimed at keeping people from camping on city sidewalks. A city spokesperson tells us, quote, no one is running out to enforce it, adding it'll be used in limited cases and it's not intended to criminalize the homeless.
In snow, rain, sleet, smoke, hot, cold, there's somebody out there having a horrible day. Horrible days don't just stop because of the weather. People still need to know they matter no matter what the weather's like.
Well, it is cold and snowy, but that doesn't stop one local man and his group from spreading some sunshine. Every week they spend time standing at main intersections across the county. It started with this gentleman going out with his lone sign. When he came to Spokane from Alaska several years ago, he says he was addicted to meth. Now he's clean, and he has made it his mission to make sure you know, no matter who you are, that you matter. His message inspired people driving by to share what they saw on social media, and that encouraged more people to take part in his effort. Well done. In other news, demand for the measles vaccine is jumping throughout the state of Washington. Health authorities say they saw a 30% spike since January. That's compared to the same time last year. They also say they are seeing an increase in people who before rejected the vaccine. So far, 56 people have been documented with measles in the Northwest. There are 13 more cases suspected. Today, lawmakers heard testimony on a bill that would ban personal exemptions for the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine in Washington. This hearing comes amid reports that only 78% of children ages 6 to 18 were vaccinated in Clark County, Washington, where the outbreak began. Public health officials gave statements on their experiences with contagious disease and how the benefits of vaccines far outweigh the risks.
Measles is arguably the most contagious disease known. And although many children will experience relatively mild illness, measles can cause permanent hearing loss, pneumonia, encephalitis, and death. Before vaccines were available, infectious diseases, including measles, killed thousands and hospitalized tens of thousands nationwide. Worldwide, measles remains a serious cause of death and disability for children. I believe that
it hasn't ended for me. It became a lifetime experience for me. I do not want to go through that experience with my three beautiful children that I have.
Cecilia Rodriguez got measles before she was old enough to get the vaccine. That put her in a coma for 9 months and left her with lifelong speech, hearing, and sight disabilities. Still ahead tonight, round 1 of the snow is over. Round 2 has arrived. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick tracking the latest forecast models. He'll tell us what we can expect when we wake up tomorrow morning. More on that next.